right now. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for joining me today. It's Allan Laboucan with the Rocks and Stocks News Show, and I've got the man with the Midas touch on the show today, Ewan Downey from Premier, or your old company, Ewan. I almost said it, i-80 Gold. They just had news out, 60 grams of gold, 900 grams of silver, 15% lead, and 1.1% zinc over 10 meters. Ewan, congratulations, man.
Yeah, it's been we've been on a good run. The drill bit has actually been working in our favor of late on numerous projects.
Is that ever the case? You know, lately, Ewan, I've been saying that you guys have a couple of world-class projects with the CRD kicker. I didn't expect to have to say you've got a CRD with a high-grade gold kicker.
Yeah, maybe it's going to turn out that way. But if you look at the history of the Eureka District, we're not really surprised that we're hitting significant mineralization, because the Eureka District had a 100-year mining history in terms of CRD operations up until 1966, and the area that we're exploring is under overburden. So it's not something totally unexpected. We acquired the property with the intent to also explore for base metals in addition to gold, and our initial targets here have been very successful.
Well, you know, and what I thought of right away is, where's that gold coming from? Because these CRDs aren't supposed to have that kind of gold in them.
Yeah, I think these structures in the Ruby Hill area have been very long-lived structures, and in that they pumped fluid that was base metal rich, which was the CRD enrichment, and then later the fluid flows of the Carlin type mineralization came. So the gold kicker that we see here is pretty unique for CRD, but we believe it's partially related to occurs, so it increases the gold value either on the peripheries or within the base metal mineralization.
Right, and that whole structural story is quite important for the CRD and the gold and the arm waving, because you know, now it looks like your next door neighbor there, Paycore, they're also hitting something similar as well. So there's a lot of room to wave your arms in between that Archimedes pit all the way to the end of your project. Well, we got a little delay. We're having some technical difficulties. You there?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big target. Yep. Are you?
Okay.
You got me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a big target. There's a significant area south of where we're drilling towards Paycore that has very high potential to host significant mineralization. And we've just started stepping out into that area, that what we call the Hilltop Corridor. And visually, we're seeing some pretty impressive material.
Well, you know, and it's quite a prolific situation there, because not only does it look like you guys have something special with your high-grade gold CRD with a high-grade CRD, but it looks like Paycore is in the same kind of rocks, the same kind of structure, and even all the way down to Timberline. They've got what looks like the sniffs of a CRD as well. So you've got a pretty prolific system there.
Yeah, and the historic mining, like I said, was 100 years, and it went from basically where we are all the way down to where Timberline's property is. So it is a very large system that we still think has significant potential. And what the beauty about this area is that we find the Carlin type mineralization, like at Ruby Deeps, immediately beside CRD mineralization like we see at Hilltop, and that's immediately beside skarn mineralization like we see at Blackjack. So it's got a lot of fluids flowing here, and we think there's significant potential for lots of new discoveries to be made here.
Yeah, along that whole corridor, even that little Golden Lake Minerals, they've got like 15 historical mines on their property. So this whole corridor, I'm super happy. You guys are the elephant in the room, leading the charge in this Eureka camp. And I was looking at those results, Ewan, and if this was just a gold deposit alone, that's 600 gram meters.
Yeah, no, it's really impressive. When you do a gold equivalent, it's well over 700. So the one of the highest grade gram times meter gold equivalent holes we've released as a company. And when you look at it, that was the first four follow-up holes that we did with the core rig, and all four hit 10 plus meter intercepts of very high grade mineralization up to almost 40% lead zinc. And we believe if this keeps up, that this is going to be one of the highest grade new discoveries in the world.
Yeah, I heard that on your conference call, and you were talking about any metal.
Yeah, I'm hard pressed to find something that this high grade being drilled anywhere, and hopefully the gold grades continue to hold up. These, in my opinion, these polymetallic deposits are often the most profitable type operations. So we're pretty happy to see the gold kicker coming in a lot of the intercepts.
And that silver number, I mean, I'm down here in kind of the silver capital of the world in Zacatecas, Mexico, where 10% of the silver ever produced comes from. And, 908 grams of silver makes you a hell of a mine. And that's usually 1 to 4 meters. You got 10 meters there. So however you slice this thing, comes up roses.
Definitely, we're very excited about the opportunity, and we'll continue to drill it out, and hopefully we continue to have success in expanding it. We'll also be testing new targets here shortly. But yeah, the grades, Allan, are phenomenal, and we're very excited over here by this target, and it's really the main area that we're drilling at Ruby Hill right now.
And you got to be happy with that thickness as well. You and I have talked in the past about continuity of high grade. Sometimes you get these high grade stories that are, a half a meter or something like that. 10 meters is pretty mineable stuff.
Yeah, very mineable, and then the discovery whole uh, of the 28.5 meters, it appears to be relatively flat lines. So these holes would be pretty close to true width, is something you don't see every day, and we're definitely feel blessed by this property because it just keeps giving.
Yeah, you got Ruby Deeps, you got the 426 zone on the east or west side. Now on the south side, you've got this high grade CRD system. Granite Creek is a hell of a project, but Ruby Hill seems to be on its way to surpassing it.
Yeah, definitely. We're starting to consider internally that Ruby Hill is really stepping up to be our flagship asset, particularly if this hilltop discovery continues to grow. It'll definitely move up to being our flagship project going forward. We already have the largest gold endowment within our portfolios at Ruby Hill, but seeing these type of grades is really going to make us more make this more of a priority for advancing than what it was, say, 6 months ago.
Well, it's a nice horse race to have there between Granite Creek and Ruby Hill vying. And you know what also blows me away, you and this kind of makes everybody not pay attention to McCoy Cove, which is 1 million ounces at over 10 grams per ton gold. Those kind of things are not easy to find either. They would be a company maker on its own.
Yeah, definitely. McCoy Cove is almost a forgotten horse in our stable. But it's, like you said, 10.9 gram per ton deposit. We're putting in the decline, looking to start up underground drilling here shortly, and we're doing a bit of drilling in that area as well right now. So so maybe that's something we'll be talking about in the not too distant future as well.
My gosh, you and I started this by saying you're the man with the golden touch these days, Midas touch, and you're sure bringing it home with the truth machine everywhere you're poking holes.
Yep, we're definitely having a good run here, and let's just hope it continues.
Well, you and I've been in this business since 1993. You've been in since you were a kid. I can't remember anybody developing and working on exploring and simultaneously developing two world-class deposits at the same time.
Yeah, and we feel the same way. It's been probably the best opportunity I've had in my career to really build something that we think will be significant and be a generational assets. And it's definitely been fun. As you know, I really like exploration, and the drill bit has been really shining on us this year.
Wow, that's a great note. I know you're down in New York doing some marketing and we're tight on time. Was there anything you wanted to add before I close things off?
No, I just think just keep watching our space. We've got numerous projects that we're drilling right now. There'll be a lot of news coming out, and we're just starting to ramp up our production at Granite Creek, and the grades are really good that we're mining there. So there should be I'm hoping we definitely get some tailwind in the gold price. Actually seems to be cooperating a little bit again, and that's definitely good to see.
Yeah, well, in 2022, and it's been all about a battle between the US dollar and the gold price. And it looks like the US dollar is rolling over now due to concerns about the interest rates. Probably not going to support that strong US dollar. And look at gold, it's up 140 bucks or so just in the last week or so. So I think we're heading towards some good times and tailwinds for gold, and you got a heck of a lot of catalysts to unlock shareholder value.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on again. I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
Thanks, you, and I'm going to close it off. So there you go, folks. In i-80 Gold, I think you've got a cornerstone asset here for investors that want exposure to gold and to the potential for high margin production. Those are the kind of companies that get the premium. This company is moving towards that. They've been knocking it out of the park with Granite Creek and just getting spectacular stuff happening in the Eureka area with their Ruby Hill project. They got lots of room to keep growing what they're having at both the Ruby Deeps, the 426, the other zones around there. Then you've got to the south of that pit, you've got this CRD coming on stream with extreme high grade. And all of this stuff in the Eureka area is accessible through the bottom of the Archimedes pit. So, you don't have a big Lassonde curve development discount window. These guys can get right at it right away. So, if you're interested in gold and you want a company that looks to have a tremendous future ahead of it, i-80 Gold is for you. Do your homework, speak with your financial advisors, go to their website, check out their corporate presentations, and just look at the headlines of all the news releases they've had out this year. The headlines alone should blow you away. So there you go, folks. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.